Hello everyone, welcome to a Thumbcast episode. I want to say this is the seventh Thumbcast that's ever been made, and as you can tell, it's just me. My name's Andy, just me today, as scheduling three people to sit down at the same time is not impossible. It's pretty much impossible to get two people to sit down nowadays with work and social lives that the other two have. I have no social life, so not my fault. But today, with the PlayStation 4 era coming to an end. Do I have a PS5 yet? No, but the PS4 era is coming to an end. Not for me, but for everybody else, or those with PS5s. I thought now's the time. Now's the time. In fact, it's probably a couple of months late, a few months late, but now is the time to sit down and think about my top 25 PlayStation 4 games. So I've got an Excel document. I'm doing this old school, a really loud thing coming through. Hopefully you didn't hear that. This intro is really rambly. This whole video is going to be rambly, by the way, because I haven't thought about it. I've just written down 25 games. In fact, I've got 28 written down because apparently I'm not indecisive. And I'm just going to ramble. So tab out, listen to me in the background if my voice is soothing while you're doing other things, just in the background. And yeah, of course, these are all my opinions. They were only my opinions. Only my opinions and my opinions are right. No, that came out wrong. That sounded bad. My opinions are right to me. These 25 games are my opinions. So therefore, you might disagree with them. You might agree with them. You might think, oh, why is that so low down? I really like that game. Doesn't mean I liked it as much as you. I'm not sure where the camera is. There it is. So let me know your 25. Let me know what you think. Did I get any? Do we share some opinions? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a discussion about this. But I'm going to stop rambling, and we're going to kick things off straight away with number 25. On the hint, this is a game called Planet Coaster. So those who are from my era, I'm 28 years old. And I wish I was 28. I'm claiming it. I'm 28. There was a game called Theme Park Roller Coaster. I can't remember what the game was called now. That's really embarrassing. Theme Park Coaster. There was a roller coaster simulator you could play. It's Theme Park Simulator now. I'm remembering it. As a kid on the PlayStation 1 and the PC. It's like one of them early PC games as well that everybody's computer could run, back when everybody's computers could run games. And you just built a theme park. And for me, I really enjoy the simulator games, I suppose. And now I'm mentioning it, spoilers, but City Skylines isn't on this list. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it'll turn up on the list. We'll find out, because it is one of the extra ones. It's actually written down as 28. It must have been an afterthought. But Planet Coaster for me, it was technically a PS4/PS5 game, but I'm cutting it anyway because I played it on the PlayStation 4. And simulator games, great if you want to check it out. They also make there's a Planet Zoo on the PC, which I've seen some people play, which looks exceptionally fun. So hopefully that'll come to consoles very soon. You just build a lot of theme parks. You build a lot of roller coasters. You build a lot of attractions. You hire staff. You can drop them in the sea when no one's watching. You can kill them. You can fire them. You can all your worst impulses you'll have as a boss. You can pull out in this game. Number 24 is Digimon, a New World Order. So this kind of has a similar story to to Planet Coaster, and when I was a kid, there was a game called Digimon World for the PlayStation 1, and loved it. You got to raise it, they pooed, and the poo would stay in the environment. It was the coolest thing ever, and it was all about raising Digimon, like a Tamagotchi. Which is kind of spoilers, I suppose, in a way, for the original Digimon World. And this is kind of like I don't want to say a remake, but it's kind of a reimagining of that original game. So you have two Digimon instead of the one. You have to rebuild. You get transported to the digital world, which is in lots of trouble, and you have to rebuild that world. And it's just really cool because you get to raise Digimon, which is, Pokemon's not on PlayStation, so you can't play Pokemon games. I did probably prefer Pokemon over Digimon, though that kind of changes sometimes, particularly with the more modern games. But I think Digimon, for me, have the better games. Certainly in this generation, this kind of era, because Pokemon's getting a little bit easy. But this isn't a Pokemon rant. The Nintendo, they're on the Game Freak. They're not on this console. They're not my top 25 PlayStation games. Would Pokemon get into it? Anyway, so Digimon World, if you're looking to be able to train Digimon and raise like Tamagotchi things, discover new adventures, fight with Digimon, this is an absolutely fantastic game for you. Number 23 was a bit of a surprise for me. And you know what? I think I'm going to change it. I was going to power Wilds, which is a game where in the time loop, which is absolutely incredible. But I actually do think I'm going to swap it out with City Skylines because now I've mentioned it, I do really enjoy City Skylines. Again, it's just it really is just simulation games for me. I really enjoy them. So games like Rome Total War, and it's not this kind of a weird simulator game I'm drawing a thing from. But no, City Skylines, I love it. I think it's possibly Planet Coaster controls really well on the console. Two Point Hospital is not too bad, but I think City Skyline is the best PC port to console that controls the best. So if you've ever played Sims 4, handles like a bitch. It's horrible to try and control things without a mouse and keyboard. This is a mouse. The City Skylines and Planet Coaster is the same. The keyboard-based games, but they actually translate and kind of work really well on console, which is a big frustration. I'm going to take my arms off the desk because it's wobbling on the camera every time I move. So yeah, I think City Skylines, top-notch game, great DLC, great hunt. I'm still it's one of them games where I'm very slowly hunting the platinum trophy on it, but it's really difficult to get because it's quite grindy. But as city simulators go, that's a game. Next we have, what are we on? 22. Nexomon Extinction. So this is like Pokemon. Effectively, you can go and watch a whole Let's Play of it on my own personal channel, which I don't really upload to. It's just as the mood strikes. But if suddenly I get thousands of views on that channel, then I'll probably start uploading the Let's Plays a lot more. This game would be higher if it wasn't for one particular character in the game. And I don't want to ruin the game for you, but there's a character that I call Meowth. I can't remember the actual name for it now. That is just the most annoying character ever on a video game or in any walks of life. Like, imagine Katie Hopkins times 100, and that's kind of what you got with the character. And I think they take you out of the story too much with sometimes with humor. It's a little bit like what Fall Love and Thunder did a little bit, which was great fun, don't get me wrong, but in the moments of quite high tension and quite high story, that you'd be pulled out of the moment with a joke or breaking the fourth wall. Not so much in Thor, but next month you'd be like, oh my god, the storyline's like blowing up, it's all cool. Here's a wise ass crack. Here's breaking the fourth wall. And that happened at the wrong moments. So I think whilst the game was really enjoyable, again, one of them slow burners that I'll eventually get the platinum trophy on. But yeah, I just think there were certain things wrong with that game, which is why it's lowered down in the top 25. And let's face it, the amount of PS4 games that I played, I think I looked at a lot. Getting into the top 25 is an impressive feat, if nothing else. Is number 21 another game that some people might be quite surprised that it's quite low down. I think this might be, it's probably a top 20 game on some people's list, but to be honest, it kind of slipped under the radar. Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, is that what? I can't remember what the tag to it is. I loved Ni no Kuni, the first one. I've still got the remaster. I've got the remake or the port on PS4. That I've, again, one day when I suddenly have millions of hours to myself, we'll get the platinum trophy in it. Ni no Kuni 2, I had a lot of hype around it, and sadly, it just never lived up to the hype. It was enjoyable. I enjoyed Building the Kingdom. It's better, more enjoyable than a lot of the games I played, but it was only playable once. And that's the same. Planet Coaster and City Skyline, and probably even Digimon 2 away every side of the game loads of times, and you can play as much as it wants. But next one, Ni no Kuni in the top 25, but only playable once. I would recommend it, as it's good, but I don't think we'll be seeing a Ni no Kuni 3. I think it missed out on not having the Studio Ghibli art as well on Ni no Kuni 2 and Mr. Drippy. We all loved Mr. Drippy in the first one, and it wasn't there. Number 20, breaking in the top 20, is Knack 2. Now, for some reason, Knack never gets any love. I wish we had Knack 3. For me, Knack probably just misses out because it was a start. Knack was the start of the PlayStation era, the PlayStation 4 era, and Knack 2 was the end of the PlayStation 4. Well, like this is what I said. And there is no other series of games that translate how much games developed during this era of PlayStation 4. Knack 2 is a great story. It's great action, great controls. Honestly, I think there's a Let's Play of it. I've played it through several times now. I don't have the platinum trophies for some reason, but I should. I absolutely adore Knack 2, and it's not a popular game by any stretch, which is probably why there isn't an Act 3. But, you know, if you like Transformers, a bit of platforming, a bit of action, great storyline, Act 2, look no further. 19, surprise, is Batman Arkham Knight. Now, this is by no means the best Batman Arkham game. I think Arkham City is probably the best, but that originally came out on the PS3, so I'm counting that as a PlayStation 3 game. It rounded off this. Do we call it a quadrilogy? It rounded off this series nice enough. It was a little bit annoying with the Joker stuff, particularly what happened at the end of Arkham City. But I enjoyed driving it around. I enjoyed the Batman Arkham games, and I think that, you know, realistically, Arkham Knight is not as bad a game as it perhaps gets a reputation to. Batman's the coolest hero in DC, and unlike Marvel's Avengers, this one hit the spot quite nicely. Probably too much Batmobile, but there wasn't enough of it in Arkham City or Arkham Asylum, so I think they were kind of overcompensating a little bit. But that's the only critique that I really have on that. Number 18, Resident Evil Village. Follow-up to Resident Evil 7. I'm surprised to have Resident Evil games on any sort of favourite games list. Until very recently, they were probably on a list of games I've never played. Spoilers, I think there's 3 Resident Evil games on my list. We'll find out if that's right. Resident Evil Village, yeah, it wasn't as good as 7. Spoilers, 7 is further up the list, probably higher. See if you can guess. Let me guess in the comment now what you think that it is, with a timestamp of 11:40 something. Yeah, a nice sequel into Ethan Winter's story. Very enjoyable. Yeah, it's a nice Resident Evil experience, which was fun to play through. Again, full playthrough on my personal YouTube Let's Play channel. Number 17. Now this one will probably get some raised eyebrows, particularly from Exile if he watches this far into the video. But number 17 is Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm a Final Fantasy fan. My favourite Final Fantasy game is Final Fantasy VIII, which I feel is just the most controversial thing to say. The PS4 remake or remaster of Final Fantasy VIII was the laziest piece of remastering I have ever seen. Bar absolutely nothing. The attention Final Fantasy VII gets from Square Enix and Final Fantasy X is ridiculous. Remake was really enjoyable. I love playing it through again. It's one of my slow burners where I will eventually get a platinum trophy on it, but I feel like there's a lot of games at the moment where I will eventually just play them all through again and get these platinum trophies. But wonderful, enjoyable game. Played it for on stream back when I streamed. Should I stream again? No, probably not. I think the world is a better place without my Twitch channel being active. Let me know if you want to see me stream, and I'll think about it for about 3 seconds. And it might be a no, it might be a yes. We'll find out. But again, really enjoyable. But for a long time, and I did play Final Fantasy VII as a kid on the original PS1 with the weird looking graphics, but they weren't weird back then. They were awesome. And you know, for a long time, I felt that Final Fantasy VII is just one of them games where people enjoy because everybody else enjoys them, and everybody else says you should enjoy Final Fantasy VII. People say, "Oh, Final Fantasy VII should be your favorite Final Fantasy game." We're all sheep, and it's like, yeah, Final Fantasy VII is my favorite Final Fantasy game because I don't want to express my own opinions and be wrong and jilted by my friendship group. Final Fantasy VIII is a better game than Final Fantasy VII. I will always maintain that. But Final Fantasy VII Remake was far better than the Final Fantasy VIII remaster because they put effort into the Final Fantasy VII Remake because they live in this bubble where Final Fantasy VII is a better game than 8. Just my opinion. But in all fairness, this is 17 on my list. Perfectly comfortable. Could possibly be higher on different days. It probably would have been higher after I just played it. I think my PlayStation 4 experience was improved by playing this game. Very, very enjoyable. Looking forward to hopefully having a PlayStation 5 in time to play the next installment of the series there. But no, Final Fantasy VIII, well up. Now, I was so surprised when I made this list, and this was a surprise for me, that number 16 was Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, that's not a surprise because it's on the list. That's a surprise because it's so low down on the list. Like, if you ask me now, top PS2 games, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, Probably wouldn't be, well, thinking about it, Kingdom Hearts 1 might actually be top of that list, PS2 list. Maybe I should make, if you enjoy this, I'll make like a PS1, PS2, PS3, and then PS5, and it'll just be me sat there, I have a PS5. But I'll eventually make a PS5 one. If you enjoy these, hit the like button, let me know if you want to see that. But I think Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PS2 list will be right up there. Even PS3, I could probably make an argument for having the remasters and like the ports with the 4 Japanese versions of the game well up there on the list. I was so hyped for Kingdom Hearts 3, which I think is one reason why it fell a little flat for me. And by flat, I mean I just don't think it lived up to the hype. I recently replayed it in the hunt of the Platinum Trophy because I refuse to live in a world and raise any potential future children. I'm not having children yet. In a world where FatPikachu has a Platinum Trophy in a Kingdom Hearts game, and I don't. So I will eventually get it, but I played it through again. It was probably more enjoyable, but I think the replay, because I am making this list, I've replayed it, I think that's only moved it potentially from mid-20s to that kind of mid-teens. I don't think it really gets any higher than that on my list anyway. Number 15, a little surprise inclusion for me, because it is a shooting game. I'm going to try and spell it right so I don't get bullied for my spelling. Wolfenstein, a New World Order. I was really surprised by this game. It was on PlayStation Now. I played it. Loved it. I'm not a massive shooter fan. I think probably Call of Duty stopped for me after Modern Warfare 3. To be honest, I think drink of water. Yeah, Call of Duty kind of stopped after, which is another, which obviously is a shooter, that kind of stopped after Modern Warfare 3 for me. So Wolfenstein, really good game, really enjoyed it. I love trying to do all the challenges and complete it, and it's still installed on my system. So I think that means I'm going to go back for a Platinum Trophy in it. I think, while we're talking about shooters, I think the only Call of Duty game from PS4 era that's close to this list, and I'm probably saying it probably would be in the top 35, if not the top 30, was Call of Duty World War II. And is that because it's the only Call of Duty PS4 game I played? Yes it is. But it was still making it in the top 35 games, top 50, top 100. Whoa, that'd be a long list and a not even longer video than this 20-minute ramble that I've been on to basically talk about 10 games. Number 14, let's try and pick up the pace. This game, everybody should play. The Medieval remake. Was it a remake or was it a remaster? I think it was a remake. Hands down, loved it. So I got the Platinum Trophy on this because absolutely insane. Loved it. Absolutely. I've just said loved it a lot, haven't I, really? I've not really given any concise action. Medieval was one of the most underrated games on the PlayStation 1 ever. Like, they made a Medieval 2, but this remake is just amazing. The levels are fun, the story's fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's just one of them games, really, that you can come back from a stressful day, or you can, about to, punch your TV screen after playing Dark Souls or Bloodborne. Bloodborne was 26, by the way. It's on the list. Dark Souls, no, that's the only one. Bloodborne is on the list, but it's not on the top 25. Unless I have a random change to put it in the 10th or something. Excuse me. Just take a drink of water. But no, Medieval Remake doesn't take itself seriously. It's one of the games you can come back to and just play. And what's great is you get the Platinum Trophy at 100%. Then you can reload the game and you can play the original PS1 game. So they've put the PS1 game inside the remake, and it even has that beautiful start screen there. Boom! I can't do it justice, but not everybody should play this game. I think it's still on the new PlayStation Plus tiers. Everybody should play this game. We're getting close to the top 10, but number 13 is another Resident Evil game. Is Resident Evil 2 remake. Again, I suppose you could possibly argue that this isn't a PS4 game, but it's a remake. Or was it a remaster? I think it was a remake. Absolutely loved it. Again, I wasn't really into horror games that much because I'm a big wimp. But this top tier, and I don't need to sell Resident Evil 2 to people. Absolutely great. Number 12. Overcooked 2. quite high up on the list, and I think this is I love Overcooked. I still haven't played the all you can eat DLC things, but I got the platinum trophy in Overcooked 2, and this was really my 2020 lockdown game. For a better things, I used to play it with my friends from work and around the place. But me, Pika, and Exile played this for a charity stream and raised like £300 for Macmillan Coffee morning. So we played this game for 12 hours, and oh my god, it's just so good. So I think the gameplay and the graphics they're so simple, it's so ragey, it's so good. But I think the memories of playing this game is why it's kind of ranking at 12, or not kind of lower down the list. I just love it. I just love it. Like, it's all I need to say. And yeah, I would say play it. Honestly, I'd play any game. Play any game you want. But it's also, I think, if you go on the channel, I think it's on here on the shorts. During a stream, Exile took his controller, which had his microphone plugged into the toilet, and just randomly hit his flushing toilet. And it's one of my favorite clips ever. So I definitely recommend playing it. There might be Twitch archives somewhere of it. I know there's loads of clips about it, so I'll try and upload more to the shorts, which we're trying to make more of. Number 11, what just missed out on my top 10? Well, this was surprising. This has swapped places, these two, about 4 times, but at the moment making this, number 11 is Jedi Star Wars Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. What a great game. What a great game. Those people that say EA can't make games, well, 99% of the time they can't, but this time, this 1% of the time, 1% of the time they get it perfect. Like, it's everything you want from a Star Wars game. I want to feel like a Jedi, and you feel like a Jedi. And I'm really looking forward to Survivor coming out. So quickly recap. Number 25 was Planet Coaster. 24 was Digimon: A New World Order. City Skylines at 23. Nixon Extension at 22. Ni no Kuni at 21. Knack 2 at 20. Batman Arkham Knight at 19. Resident Evil Village 18. Final Fantasy 7 Remake at 7. I think I said that wrong. 17. Kingdom Hearts 3 16. Wolfenstein: A New World Order at 15. 14 was Medieval Remake. 13 Resident Evil 2 Remake. 12 Overcooked 2. And 11 Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. What about that top 10? Now this is a recent addition, but number 10 is Stardew Valley. Oh, what a surprise. Is that better than Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order? Not on every day, but this particular time of making and forever to be stored in YouTube. Yes, I think it is. So if you're looking for a game where you can I think I paid £4.30 something for Stardew Valley and put well over 100 hours into it. So if you're looking for a game that has a great conversion from money spent to time played, Stardew Valley, look no freaking further. Again, it's a little bit of simulation. I had great fun playing this with a friend, and yeah, I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I think it was made by like one person, but wow. I still haven't got the platinum trophy because you have to do the weird games, mini game on it without getting hurt, and it's like impossible. Unless you have someone that can do it for you, and I don't have anyone that can do it for me. But Pika's got the Cuphead Platinum, so he should probably be able to do it, but he's living his best adult life. Painting kitchens and things. His own kitchen, not just random kitchens. But now, Stardew Valley, what a game. What a game. I just wish that there was mods on the PlayStation, ultimately. Number 9 is Horizon Zero Dawn. So I played this game twice. I do the platinum trophy on it, and nearly got 100% actually. I don't think I need many of the DLC trophies to go back and get 100%. This game's great. I kind of rushed it the first time I was playing because I was a little bit skint at the time, so I needed to finish it quickly so I could return it to the shop. So I kind of rushed it. But my second playthrough, I took my time with it because I owned the game, and I'll own it forever because it's digital now. And yeah, again, it's one of the games really, and I think my top 10 is kind of, apart from possibly 3 games, probably quite a lot of people's top 10s. A bit of a bit of a common Andy, I suppose. I don't need to sell Horizon Zero Dawn to you. You know how, if you played it, you know how good it is. If you played it, it's probably right up here. Did Forbidden West fall a little short? I'll be honest, I haven't played very much of it, so I don't know. One day when I'm not publishing books, I'll rating blogs and making websites. Oh yeah, if you're watching at this point, I'm going to tell you, written a book, Not So Romantic Railways. Get it on Amazon. I'm going to put this link in the description down below because Pika and X I'll never check and they'll never know that I'm self-promoting. But go check it out. Not So Romantic Railways. If I was clever, I would have edited like a pop-up to come up, but I'm not clever, and I'm making this video quite soon before it's due to come out, so I'll be limited, if any, editing on this. So I'm sorry for any little chair squeak, any deep breathing or anything like that, because it's all in. But no, and what are we on? Number 8. This one, Fallout 4. This is one of the games I think is probably not in most people's top 25. I love Fallout 3. I'm not going to lie, I played Fallout 4 during lockdown on stream. Had a blast. Absolute blast with it. And again, great. I just think it's a great game. I'm not going to lie. It's my opinion. I think Fallout 4 is a great game. Will we ever see Fallout 5 on PlayStation? Probably not. Will we ever see Fallout 5? If they're going to make the new Indiana Jones game, they're going to make Elder Scrolls 6 and then Fallout 5. I think there'll be more Fallout games before we see Fallout 5. But it's been too long since Fallout 4 came out, and without any new Fallout content, apart from Fallout... what's the multiplayer online one? Fallout... oh my god, what's it called? I'm going to Google it on my phone because it's going to do my absolute head in. Fallout 76, that's it. Fallout 76 do have the platinum trophy on it. Oh, thank you. But no, we need a new like mainstream Fallout game that's not Fallout 76, which is pretty good now actually. If you played it early on, then it's pretty bad. But it's not on the top 25. Nos Worms Rumble. There were 2 others that I wrote down. Honorable mentions, I suppose: Bloodborne, Fallout 76, and Worms Rumble. And Outer Wilds as well. Number 7, the third Resident Evil game on the list. Resident Evil. Whoa! You imagine 6 was number 7. No, Resident Evil 7, the first Resident Evil game I played, and it's definitely my favorite. I think I loved it. I loved everything about it. Just not much of a horror fan, but for some reason, these Resident Evil games are getting me, man. They're getting me. They're absolutely getting me, and I think this was very clever. I think I've got the platinum trophy in Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6, and now Resident Evil. I do want the one in Resident Evil 7 Village, but it's just time. I don't have time because I'm publishing books. Not So Romantic Railways. Check out the link down in the description. A romantic look at Victorian railways. It's like Horrible Histories meets the railways. Stop self-promoting, I agree. Resident Evil 7, absolutely loved it. Number 6 on the list. I said I'd try and keep this video under half an hour, and it's getting close. Ratchet and Clank 2016. So for me, I have 3 favorite game franchises. Surprisingly, one of them doesn't even feature on the top 25. That's so weird. Can that be right? Can that be right? That can't be right. No. Like, one of my favorite game franchises is Lego, and not one of them appeared. You know what, Batman Arkham Knight? Get the frick off my list, alright? Lego. Marvel. Superheroes 2. Okay, we fixed it. We got a new number 19. Batman Arkham Knight. Not a freaking chance. What a thing. That goes into the honorable mentions. How a Lego game got this far without actually featuring on it? My goodness. No, but Lego games. Ratchet, I got a text message now. Everybody's texting. That's not a message. Ratchet and Clank is my second favorite, and then I also have Assassin's Creed. So naturally, Ratchet and Clank 26. I love this game. I love all Ratchet and Clank games. I still haven't played the new one on PS5. I own it, but I don't have a PS5. I've avoided all spoilers. And now I wish I hadn't said anything, because if anybody's watching this file, try and troll me. But don't tell me anything. I don't want to know. Okay, it's time for the top 5. The top freaking 5. Spider-Man Miles Morales. I think that's how you spell it. Spider-Man Miles Morales. Love this game. I cried like a baby at the end of the story. highly recommended. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero ever, so naturally, any Spider-Man game's already going to be in with a chance of being at the top of the list. But I was pleasantly surprised by Miles Morales. At first, the first 4 or 5 hours of the game, I was like, "Oh, this possibly could have been DLC for the Spider-Man PS4 game, 2018 when it came out." I was like, not when the Spider-Man game came out. Miles Morales didn't come out until 2020, someone did it. But I was like, could this have been DLC? But after that, I was like, nope, this is a standalone game in its own right. Bring Miles Morales into the Marvel Universe. And please, Miles Morales be in Spider-Man 2, which is coming out next year. Number 4, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This has only very recently been knocked out of my top 3. Very recently. Very, very recently. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I love Cassandra. Love of my life. I just think Odyssey is the best of the open world series of Assassin's Creed. So you had everything up to Syndicate. That was kind of like your yearly releases, quite linear storytelling. This was the second of the open world Assassin's Creed games. Who had Origins, Odyssey, and then Valhalla nowadays. And Odyssey found the right balance between the two. So I didn't think there was enough to do in Origins. And that's to say it's a bad game. It's a great game. Really, really do like it. Again, it just doesn't feature in my top 25 because it's opinion based. But I think I'm going to have to make another change because I think there is another Assassin's Creed game that should be in my top 25. So not quite enough in Origins. Too much in Valhalla, and Valhalla was really buggy because I had this thing where it's like, all right, it's a Lego game, have to go for the Platinum Trophy. All right, it's an Assassin's Creed game, have to go for the Platinum Trophy. Oh, it's a Ratchet Clank game, have to go for the Platinum Trophy. And so Valhalla, I was like, oh my god, I'm like 80 hours in, maybe even closer than 90 hours. I completed all this stuff. Then spoilers, but it doesn't matter at this point. You go into America for like a section of the game, and you have one of the trophies to get the platinum is you have to find all the treasures, and one of the ones in America is you have to loot it off someone who you kill. Spoilers: you kill people as an assassin in Valhalla, and as Ivor, I can't remember what he's called, to be honest. And for some reason it glitched, and this treasure was like falling through the earth. It was getting further and further away. I tried everything. I tried to reload my save, the reload. And I just couldn't get it, so that there was just going to stop me. And also, Valhalla broke my console because it just was trying to do too much, and it just the fan just kapooted. I did buy it secondhand, so I think it was just dying for a while. And Valhalla, that was pushed it over the edge. But Valhalla's too big. Origins isn't big enough. Ancient Egypt's cool. Ancient Vikings are cool. Ancient Vikings, somebody calls them that. Vikings are cool. But Odyssey, I think, is the best mixture, and it is my favourite Assassin's Creed game, which I never thought I would say. Honestly, Assassin's Creed 2 has always been my favourite Assassin's Creed game, but Odyssey now, it is clear. I want to go back and play it again. Get all the DLC trophies. Now, while we're here, before I elaborate my top 3, I didn't plan this like that, but I think I'm just going to make some changes here. I'm going to take Ni no Kuni off the list, and I'm actually going to replace it with Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It was the last of the yearly releases, and actually Victorian Britain is one of my favourite historical periods because I know a lot about it. And honestly, this game gets pooped on quite a lot, but I think actually it does deserve its place up there. I think I got 100% of the trophies with the Jack the Ripper DLC. One of the best DLCs, minus Shivering Isles from Oblivion. But I think, Assassin's Creed and Syndicate deserves to be on. You know what? Actually, I think I might prefer it over. I think it's moving up the rankings here. So this is all planned to build the tension. Is that more? You know what? I think it's wrong. I think because I think these games are being relegated. You know. Oh, it's brutal. I think it's got. I think it's going. Yes, I think that. No, I don't think it is right. Oh my god, it's like a late charge. It's gonna be number 1 at this rate. This is so professional. I don't believe I forgot. Like I forgot a Lego game and about Assassin's Creed Sunday. I don't want to save it. Okay. Yes. Okay, top 3. Number 3 is God of War. Loved it. This is number 2 until very recently as well. God of War, great game. Had great fun playing with it. I think I got the platinum trophy on it. I think the Valkyries were just a little past my skill set as a gamer. I got very frustrated, but I also hit 50 followers on Twitch. That was a while ago. When I was playing God of War, I got great game. I don't need to sell you God of War. People know what I think about it. It's absolutely great. Now the newest entry to the list is actually Red Dead Redemption 2. This completely missed me by in 2018 when it first came out. I was obsessed with God of War, with other games that came out in 2018, and I was still playing through Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Did that come out in 2018? Did Assassin's Creed Odyssey come out in 2018? I think it did. It did. That just confirms it. 2018 was the best year of video game releases ever. But I'm playing through Red Dead Redemption 2 at the moment. I haven't even finished it, but I'm on chapter 4 if anybody's desperately interested. Yeah, what a freaking game. Like, what a game. And I've got to be honest, Red Dead Redemption 2 would be number 1 if you've watched any of my videos before, any of these videos, my videos, Two Thumbs videos before, you will know what is top of this list. The greatest game ever made. Spider-Man. For some reason, I was about to do the X-Men theme tune. I was like, Spider-Man. No, it's not X-Men. Spider-Man. Yeah, I think Spider-Man is the best game ever made. I think it is the best game ever made. I fully believe that. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 probably would have been above Spider-Man if I didn't have like borderline obsession over Spider-Man. I think it's favorite superhero, best superhero around. I've loved him since I was a kid. And yeah, you were Spider-Man in that game. You were Spider-Man. Like, the web slinging was awesome, the story was awesome, the DLC was awesome. Like, I even played New Game Plus. I played New Game Plus on a game. It was that good. Alright, that never happens on a game. Like, I know you had to play Miles Morales twice to get... Did you have to play first? But no, you had to play Miles Morales twice to get the Platinum Trophy, but you can get the Platinum Trophy on first on one playthrough on Spider-Man. But no, wow. Like, I could play this game. If I was to be trapped on a desert island with a PlayStation and a TV, endless supply of Wi-Fi, endless supply of electricity, food, shelter, whatever I need to survive, and I could only choose one game, that game would be Spider-Man. I'd just play it over and over again, and then there's so many different ways to play it, and yeah, it's the best game ever made. So let's recap my top 25 PlayStation 4 games. 25 we had Planet Coaster, 24 Digimon A New World Order, 23 City Skyline, 22 Next Among Extinction, 21 the new entry Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, 20 Knack 2. There's a lot of twos in there. There's a lot of twos in there. 19 was Resident Evil Village, 18 was Final Fantasy VII Remake, 17 was Kingdom Hearts 3, 16 Wolfenstein A New World Order, 15 Assassin's Creed Syndicate, 14 Medieval Remake, 13 Resident Evil 2 Remake. There's a lot of twos. 12 Overcooked 2, 11 Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, number 10 Stardew Valley, number 9 Horizon Zero Dawn, number 8 Fallout 4, 7 Resident Evil 7, 6 Ratchet and Clank, 5 Spider-Man Miles Morales, 4 Assassin's Creed Odyssey, 3 God of War, 2 Red Dead Redemption 2, and number 1, the greatest game ever made, Spider-Man. And that's my list. my ambition of keeping this under 30 minutes is long on, as we're just coming up to 40 minutes, so it seems a good time to finish it. Let me know what you think of my list. Be as honest as you like, but please don't be rude, because they are my opinions. And don't just be like, oh, you haven't got that fighting game that I really like on it, so therefore this is a shit list and you can't have it. No, it's not happening. No. Let me know which games you think I missed off this list. What games are... What's your number one game? What's your top 25 games? Let me know. Leave a massive comment with your top 25 PlayStation 4 games. And if you have enjoyed this video, hit a like. If you want to see Thumbcast return with all three of us, then hit another like. If you don't, hit the like button twice. Yeah, that's all. That's, as they say in show business. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Hit like, subscribe, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. But for now, remember, Spider-Man is the greatest game ever made. Bye.